I love this. I love this community post from Legion Men for all the simps watching a ball get kicked around while your community burns, your women assaulted, and your daughters groomed, bred in circuses, right? The only problem I have with this is he's only emphasizing the women, 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 right? You're not saying anything about the men, sir. You're not doing this. What about your sons, right? What about the elderly men? We have to. Simping is also only caring about women, only having the strong connection to protect women, and that's it, right? I'm sick of that. But everything else that he's saying is just absolutely correct, because you know how many people I have talked about this all the time. All these people talk about is sports all the time. I know somebody that I've known him for a long time, over 20 years. This guy's like 500 pounds, and he's only like 40 something years old. And I talked about him before, how a couple of his family members, his brother and his sister, died because of complications of obesity. And he's on Facebook all the time talking about football. All the time, all the time, all the time talking about football. Dude, you are 500 pounds, dude. He's always talking about football. And he is in risk of imminent death, right? So passionate, so emotional. He knows all the stats. He's always discussing this all the time. And I don't say anything about it because this is a religion with these people. It really is, man. I know a young man who is the same way. He's in his 20s. Got a lot going on from very handsome man, but he is sports addicted. When he gets days off from work, this guy is watching Sports Center all the time. Then he's listening to the sports chat where they're talking about, like, how much of this are you listen, he has a job. He makes good money, he supports himself, but he's sports addicted. And I've never understood this. I'm pretty sure people have studied this before. Like, these are the type of people who sit here and, sports radio all day. They're just listening to this garbage. It's just mindless. And, they know all the stats, they know all the plays. They talk about this all the time. And they don't think they don't think that this is not normal. Like there's something not wrong with them. Like the brother that I know that's 500 pounds, every Facebook post is about sports. And I'm talking about every day. Every day. He was just recently laughing at the Buffalo Bills. And I was like, whatever, I mean, I really don't really watch sports like that, but I do like the Bills. But I wasn't weeping when they lost because I'm not really into it like that, right? This is these people's God. Literally, they give their time and attention. I forget what his team is. The brother that's literally, he is 500 pounds. Me and him went to a buffet last year. I was just like, why are we going to a buffet? I thought about it while we were there. 500 pounds. One of his teams, I can't remember which one. I should know this because I see this. He's got all the freaking hats, the jerseys, and all of this stuff. And I'm telling you, this is all he talks about. Talk about your weight, brother. Talk about how you need to get up and go take long walks. If the streets were passable, and they're not, we have a nice little warming up period here. A lot of the snow has melted. It was actually 37 yesterday in New York. It's crazy. If the streets were passable, I would get up and go take long walks. You don't need to hit the gym all the time. You just need to go walk for an hour, right? It's good for your health. I don't have any answers for stuff like this. With a lot of black American men, it's the NBA. It's they go crazy for this, man. I'm talking about really crazy, yelling and screaming and all of this, and they have to watch every game. And this is where typically my boss was he brought this to my attention. I didn't even know it. What did he tell me? The vast number of domestic violence incidents occur on Sunday because of people watching the football, and because of him, I got me a scanner. And interestingly enough, I haven't listened to it in a while. I love radios. I love ham radio. I love stuff like that, right? I have a ham radio. I have 3 ham radios, all high frequency. I can talk to people around the world. I don't have my license yet. One day I'll get it. I'll start talking to people around the world. But when I started listening to it on Sunday, I said, God, he is right. The number of domestic violence cases on Sunday is a lot. Why? Because these women love to bother a man when he's doing something that he likes, right? Literally. Before there was PlayStation, there was football. And when I started listening to the local radio, try it wherever you live. It's the amount of domestic violence cases on Sunday is really high because these women start the goddamn nagging, right? They don't want you watching a football game. They don't want you playing video games. They don't. It's like I don't understand the need to have a woman around. I really don't. But getting back to this point, I mean, yes, some people are just addicted to this garbage, and but I do also say that if you want your Sunday to be left alone, you're not harming anybody, you're not breaking anything in the house, you just want to watch the game and relax. And if your woman is nagging you, she needs to stop doing this shit. She needs to stop this, right? So, 2025 is the year to make changes. It really is. There's an old video. This guy said that he was really overweight, white guy. If I find a video, I'll stitch it. He said his plan was to just do 1 hour a day of walking. You don't need the gym. You just need to get up. And trust me, I was there. I was I think the highest I've ever been was I was like 320. It was ridiculous. I'm 6'1". but I was 320. And I said, oh, no, 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 no. I got too lazy. I started taking walks. And I'd say my very first time, I could only make it 10 minutes and it was going right back. Everything was hurting and whatnot. But if you stay with it, man, this guy I've known in my area for a long time, he literally walks from his house in all weather, even in the winter. I got to give it to him. I say it's literally shoot 6 miles one way from his house to his job. He's been doing that for years. He walks to work and he walks home. This guy is skinny as a rail. He's healthy as a horse. It's time for change, man. It's time for change. It's time to get healthy. 2025 and any kind any kind of addiction. Put it down. Especially sports addiction, man. Put it down. Take a long ass walk. Which is what I'm gonna start doing when the weather gets better. I'm gonna be out there walking, walk, an hour a day. You know, and an e-bike don't count. I got my e-bike. I still have the e-bike. It's going strong. E-bike don't count. You got to just take a long walk and stop the sports addiction madness.